All right, quick ball, great. Get rid of that. Is there? We prize double Pikaram. Yo, what is going on, you green gibble? Today we're gonna be playing some games with Pikaram, but it's not just any Pikaram list. This is a list that Pedro Torres used to take down the Limitless Weekly Tournament yesterday, and then I took his list and I used it to win the Hagster Tournament in the same day. So this list already racking up many dubs. I don't know how long Pedro's been working on it, or Pedro got it from someone else, but I took it from Pedro after he won the Limitless Tournament. So full credit to the list goes to Pedro Torres. Links to his Twitch and Twitter will be in the description, so go check him out there. And yeah, I mean, it's nothing too ridiculous. I'm sure you guys have seen Pikaram Hammers lists before. This list just felt really clean. It feels like you could have a good solid chance against any of the top decks right now, and not any extremely favorable matchups. Obviously, you're beating down on like the Lapras VMAXs and the Inteleon VMAXs, but besides that, if you're up against an ADP or a Centiskorch, it's a close matchup, but you just gotta play well and then, you know, go from there. But they feel like fun, interesting games to play for sure. I'm in love with this list after playing in the Hagster Tournament and winning the Hagster Tournament yesterday with it. I'm kind of in love with this list. It's a ton of fun. I'm having a ton of fun with it. Like I said, it doesn't have any extremely favorable matchups against any of the top decks, but it has solid game plans, and no worse than 50-50 against any of the top decks. So yeah, loving it. Definitely recommend you guys give it a shot if you haven't already. I know I've been coming at you guys with a lot of Pikaram lately, but after the tournament win the other day, I couldn't not come at you guys and show off this list to you guys here. So this is it. I don't really have too much else to say, I don't think. Like I said, check out Pedro Torres. I took the list directly from him. One change I did make after I won the Hagster Tournament. Yesterday I was running 3 E-Switch and 1 Chaotic Swell, but I went up to 2 Chaotic Swell, 2 E-Switch because of how many Hearth or just Welder decks there are right now. The Mewtwo's, the Baby Browns, Greens, Red Charizard, Greensard decks, and Centiskorch decks. One of the ways you're looking to beat them is just kind of to Marnie them to disrupt that hand that they build up through using Welder on their turn. But if they have Hearth that's constantly in play, they need that much less to work with after you Marnie with them, especially against Centiskorch. Being able to block that Hearth, either to remove it from play or to stop them from getting one in play on the following turn, is like a big deal. So up the Swell counter too, and Centiskorch has been getting super popular, I feel like, lately. So yeah, going up to 2 Chaotic Swell in here to try and stop that stop those Swells from being in play, because when I did hit it, it felt amazing, but there was only 1 in the deck, so I didn't hit it that often, or wasn't as consistent of a game plan I could play around because there was only 1 in the deck at any point. So up to 2, cut an E-Switch. E-Switches were good, and I would definitely want to play some. I would maybe even want to try and get back up to 3 E-Switch, but I don't know what I would switch around in here to get to that point. But rocking the 2 right now, and so maybe go back down, cut off the Swell, or find another room for a second, or for a 3rd E-Switch again. But the deck felt super good, super consistent. It does what it wants to do. Not trying to get a turn 1 full blitz. We're usually going for turn 2 full blitz, going first, and then trying to turn 2, you know, pop the Coco and just full blitz it from there, and just play the game from there and see how it goes for the most part. And yeah, it just feels really good. So I want to share this list with you guys here today. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some games. All right, getting to the first game. We did win the coin flip. We will be going first. No Pikaram. That's what we want to see. We just want to see Pikaram Energy turn 1. If we have to attach to a Vikavolt, it's not that bad. We can even go turn 2 Paralyzing Bolt if we feel like that's fine. It looks like we're up against a good matchup. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. There's a Snom. Snom is usually a good thing for us. So yeah, we'll probably just play it slow off the rip, go into a Paralyzing Bolt. We'll see for sure what our opponent is rocking here in just a second. There's a Calm. They have the Snom. Inteleon VMAX it is. Now they could play Weakness Guards, which make things a little bit more difficult, but we'll have to wait and see. No matter what, we're going to be in a good spot here off the rip for sure, because we're just going to be able to go with that Paralyzing Bolt, slow them down a little bit probably, and then we'll be set for that 1-hit KO on their first VMAX when they get it out next turn. One thing they could do is start putting the energy back in our hands, so that'd be a little bit annoying. We'll probably go with a Research here, to give ourselves the option of that Coco Prism. I just have to debate whether or not I want to attach this 1 energy here to the active, or first I want to research both. The biggest thing here is I don't know if Coco Prism's in the deck or not. Oh, and they play Lapras VMAX. Oh no, maybe it's just the Lapras V tech in here. That might just be it. Sometimes people play just like the 1 of Lapras V to get around Zamazentas. That's probably what this thing is here. They probably don't play the VMAX. So there's a Raichu. I'll bench the Raichu. I just pretend Coco's in the deck. Let's discard both. Let's see what we get. Boltund, Pikaram. Who calls it Pikaram? All right, Speed Lightning. Gonna bench. Because I can't Air Balloon Pikaram, so this would be a good boss target. I can Air Balloon Boltund, so I'm gonna bench Boltund. I wouldn't even mind using Electrify next turn. That's kind of just the way the game plays out. So take this knockout. Another thing that we have to be worried about, well, potentially scared about, is the potential of what's the name of the Pokemon? Giratina. Giratina getting rid of our special energy would be annoying for sure. There's a water attached to the active. Yeah, so they're looking to use that max bullet here, but then we can just respond with a super zap can and knockout. There's that boss stall I was talking about, and if I had put a Pikaram in play, well, we can't Air Balloon Pikaram and retreat it. We can Air Balloon the Raichu. We can Air Balloon the Boltund, so that's why I didn't want to put Pikaram in play there. And it ended up happening. They had the boss. They're going for the boss stall play here, which is one of the outs in this matchup for them, actually. So makes sense. Let's give up a Marnie here. There's that Coco Prism. Bench Coco. Bench Pikaram. Let's see, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd have 150. Yeah, we'd have just enough if we just get a switch card. So I'm gonna go for it here. I'm gonna go attach. I'm gonna go boss their Inteleon VMAX. And then I'm gonna, well, they thought we had it. We didn't actually have it. Yeah, we're gonna dedicate to try and find the switch card, but I mean, that's fine with me. We'll take the dub. All right, getting to another one. We are going first. Our start is not great, but we could still top deck a Pikaram. Yeah, or an out to Pikaram. We got Quick Balls, Electromagnetic Radar. Really just want to attach to Pikaram turn one. So if we can just find, yeah, Electromagnetic Radar, Pikaram, Quick Ball, will be okay. Pretty often we do open, Pretty often we do open stuff like Crobat. We don't actually play that many Pokemon in this deck at all. So often we do open like a Crobat or a Dedenne or an Eldegoss. It's not really that big of a deal. We prefer not to, of course. Like the most optimal starter is like Raichu or Boltund, but that's only 2 Pokemon that we actually play in our deck. That is the ultimate starter. All right, we're up against a fire deck, welder deck of some sort. There's a Volcanion, but they have this in DD start, which kind of throws me off a little bit here. I don't want to Marnie my opponent, but I don't really see another choice. We're gonna go with the Crushing. Got the heads. Yeah, we're Marnieing. I really don't see another choice here. We could sit here and draw a pass with them, but then it's kind of just who top decks first. So I can kind of have the initiative into no Pikaram once again. All right, no Pikaram once again. I will attach a basic energy this time to my Crobat. I don't want to attach the speed to my Crobat, but I'm down for a basic energy attached to the Crobat. Same spot we were in before, but now we have a lightning energy on our Crobat. So hopefully our opponent has just as poor of a Marnie. So it is a Mewtwo deck. I guess I probably could have made that assumption through the Indeedee start that they probably are playing a Mewtwo welder deck. They're definitely playing a welder deck because we see the baby Volk. The question is always, what welder deck are they playing? And it is Mewtwo welder. They just grabbed their Reshizard there. That's not the Charizard. That's not the 300 damage Charizard. And they should be able to safely assume we're playing Peak because of the lightning, and that is definitely the optimal. Oh, but they could win this turn. I see why they grabbed it now, because they can just win with Double Blaze. All right, that makes sense. I was like, I don't know about grabbing that. But of course, I wasn't thinking in terms of, oh, we can actually just lose this turn, which is possible. They could weld it to their Mewtwo, attach a fire, and then, yeah, Double Blaze GX for the win. So hopefully that doesn't happen. There's the attachment. There's the switch. Uh-oh. All right, close. All right, Quick Ball, great. Get rid of that. Is there, we prize double Pikaram, so that explains one of the reasons we weren't able to find Pikaram at all, or make one of the reasons it was harder. So we're going full on Tandem Shock this game, then try and paralyze. Yeah, we prize double Pikaram. It's gonna get tough. Tandem Shock is our out. Here we go. Research. Hopefully pull off a Tandem Shock this turn. Not even close. Not even close. Actually, it wasn't even that far. It wasn't that far actually. E-switch this to the bench. I almost want to put the Eldegoss down to have a pivot to work with next turn, because they could KO our Crobat still. Do KO our Crobat. If they KO our Crobat, that means they use their GX attack, which sounds kind of good to me, but I still want a pivot to work with. So I'm going to do this. Grab a Marnie. I think Marnies are going to be more useful here overall. And then pass. Yeah, this way I have something to switch into. That way I have a way to switch into the right track and go Tandem Shock. Paralyze it. The Crushing Hammer heads there was also super nice. So yeah, double Pikaram prized. Not ideal if you didn't know. Pikaram wants to be our main Pokemon that we attack with in this matchup, in any matchup really. We want to get that Pikaram out there doing Pikaram things as soon as possible. This game, it's not going to happen, but our opponent has had a rough start so far, so that might be enough to make up for the lack of Pikaram on our side. Doesn't mean we can't use Pikaram ever. It's just unlikely to be used. Oh no. All right. That's an Incineroar. So when we hit it for the 160, really got to hope they whiff the switch, because they're just going to be able to come back up and use Darkest Tornado to knock us out. Assuming they actually even get a Welder off between this turn and next, which is something they've been struggling with so far. No Welder yet. There's a switch to run away. Now they're turning up the Baby Volk. And it's probably going to be a... no, Crobat for 3. We have yet to see the Charizard, so I think the Charizard might be prized for them, and I think I might just play like the Charizard is prized at this point. So, I mean, we need some kind of advantage. I might just go ahead and take this knockout, because then we're just a Mewtwo knockout and a Dedenne knockout away from winning the game. If we get a boss here, I would definitely boss, bring up the... There's a Koko. I could dig for a boss. Get rid of that Marnie now. Gonna get the Boltund. I'm not gonna dig for it. I think their Charizard is probably... The way they've been playing, it makes me think their Charizard's prized. So we're just gonna play like their Charizard's prized. Gonna go like this. Gonna Marnie him. Get this knockout. Get through this Mewtwo somehow, and then get a Dedenne KO. And that'll be game. Pretty good hand to draw into. Yeah, lots of options here. For the next turn, I like it. All right, Tandem Shock. Yeah, we're playing like the Charizard's prize, the big Charizard GX, because they don't have a way to one-shot my Mewtwo besides that. They could Crushing Punch this, which would be kind of annoying, to be honest. That's actually like a pretty solid move. They did burn a switch there as well, so that's one less switch they have to work with. There's a Pikaram. Hello, Pikaram. Glad you decided to join the game today. So yeah, our game plan is definitely just to Tandem Shock this again, and then probably go Bolt Storm to knock it out with the 2 hits, and then go Tag Bolt to KO one of these 2 prizers to close out the game. I think that's going to be our game plan here for sure. Yeah, it sounds good to me. There's the Muck Muck. I think they're going to Muck Muck us here, but it's not really that great against Pikaram. We do play 4 switch. Hey, we even play a Bird Keeper on our list. Yeah, this guy's on the move already. We haven't even played our turn. He's already feeling like moving. All right, gonna bench a Peak. Speed to the Peak. Okay, perfect. Some Air Balloons. Double Air Balloon. All right. So I can pop the Koko before it might die. Here and here. We are gonna take 40 when we go back to the active, but it's not that big of a deal. Switch to the Goss. Put an Air Balloon on the Goss. I'm probably gonna save the other Air Balloon just in case. I think we're gonna paralyze this. Tandem Shock again. Maybe Air Balloon this next turn, retreat it, attack with Boltund, especially if this doesn't move. If they're just stuck here. They also need to like move again. I mean, them getting an energy return probably isn't that difficult. The biggest thing is for them is going to be the switch. Do they have a switch? Can they find it? There's a Welder. Where's this energy going? Going on to the Indeedee. 2 to the Indeedee. Their whole hand was Welder double fire. Do they find a switch off those 3? That's no, and they concede. Okay. Raichu doing the work. Who needs Pikaram sometimes, right? Just paralyze them and get the dub. All right, into another one. Opponent opting to go first. We do have the opportunity for a turn 1 full blitz. Probably not gonna happen. Probably have to settle for an Electrify or setting up for that turn 2 full blitz, which is just fine. Deck does not need to get off a turn 1 full blitz. Not a major concern or necessity for the deck at all. We got the Raichu start here, which is one of the optimal starters. Raichu or the Boltund, because they have the 2 retreat costs, which means they're easier to move to the bench. We're up against Eternatus, which is a pretty tough matchup. I think Eternatus is it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. It's just hard. They got a lot of HP. They do a lot of damage. We're kind of reliant on the Crushing Hammers to like really hit hard here early on. Give us a solid chance to win this one. For the most part, yeah, it's it's tough for sure. Definitely tough. Definitely winnable though. Definitely winnable. Just need to get Raichu is a big helper in this matchup as well. All right, Electromagnetic Radar. Gonna get rid of this, and this. We're almost definitely Dedenne changing here. I guess we could draw into a Marnie. That would change my mind. Get rid of these 2 though. Just get double Peak. 1 Peak down. Attach that Speed Lightning. There's a Crushing Hammer already. Tails. Vikavolt versus another Peak. I don't think I want either of these because I do want that Boltund. So DAA change. See if we can get that turn 1 full blitz, or at least a Boltund. Go with the Marnie. I do not want to research away literally all my boss's orders. They're big deal later on for sure. No Boltund. Kind of stinks. We did get this quick ball, so we can get the Coco Prism. Not able to put the Boltund attack together though, or a Coco Prism or a Boltund short for me able to do that. I guess if I hadn't attached here, but then we start to lose so much energy that we're just gonna start whiffing energy attachments at that point. I don't think that's that great either. I'm gonna take the Coco. I think I'm just gonna switch into Dedenne here, because I can't really afford to lose my Raichu. Bench Coco, pop Coco, and we're just gonna go from here. Gonna be in a little bit of a rough spot on the next turn, but it is a rough matchup. Just hope for the best here. Yeah, I can't really afford to lose my Raichu. I don't think. If they get the VMAX, they get the energy, they can have 2 prizes off the Dedenne, and then they'll go through my Pikaram, and then that's where the Stamp to 1 paralysis comes into play here off the Raichu. I mean, I guess we could have gone with... No, we could still get into Raichu paralyzing as soon as next turn. We maybe just don't go into the full blitz. We'll have to wait and see what our opponent does. We probably just want a full blitz, set up the Raichu fully, get more energy in play, possibly to help us get into the Boltund as well if we want to get hit really hard. But our opponent has to draw pretty poorly for Boltund to really get to the point where it can actually like take 1-hit KOs. Pretty much never happens, so it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, we'll just go with the full blitz to the Raichu. Then they'll take out our Pikaram. Then we go into the good old, I don't know, probably Lightning Ride, just knock it out. And then we look to like paralyze, lock up the next Eternatus. And that's where the Crushing Hammers have to come in play, because they have to stop the buildup of the second Eternatus VMAX. So we got 3 Crushing Hammers left. We've hit 1 Tails so far. We just need to slow it down. Research. Would like to use Marnie here, but only have a research in the hand, so it's not that big of a deal. Don't want to use... I mean, Crushing Hammer here does the same thing as Crushing Hammer next turn, so we may as well play it here. Another Tails. All right. Full Blitz. Set up our Raichu. Yep, we got 2 Crushing Hammers left. We need them to hit, or we need our opponent to whiff energy. One of the two. Both of them actually work. If our opponent whiffs energy, it's actually just as good. They just can't set up this Eternatus. Also, keeping the Dark Cities out of play with the Swells is also really good, because they actually can't one-shot a Raichu that has a Big Charm with just a full bench. They do play, you know, the Toxicroak. That means they probably play that Slowbro V to actually poison the Pokemon, so they can poison it. But they need to be able to get into the active and then get it out of the active to get full, you know, value or effectiveness out of that. So we'll see. Yeah, the bench is filling up now. Hopefully they don't have Boss KO my Raichu. We weren't able to get a Big Charm on it. There's the Dark City bump. We have a second Swell though, and they usually play 3 Dark City, so they'll never be able to Dark City for the rest of the game, which is great for us, which means they're only reliant on Switch at that point. But they do have all their Switch left. They have yet to use a Switch, which means they have a lot of ways to get out of Tandem Shock, which is our game plan to deal with the second VMAX potentially. Right, there's a Crushing Hammer, one of the big cards to find. The other thing we want to find here is a Reset Stamp, because they're about to go down to 1 prize card here. We want to Crushing this energy, Reset Stamp to 1, and then we want a GX attack, KO this Eternatus VMAX. And then from there, who knows? We have to wait and see how the game goes from there, and what other options and opportunities come to us from there. Like I said, not in a ridiculously good spot, but we're trying our best out here. There's a Switch. They are going to poison us. Is that the turn? They can't move unless they have another Switch. They didn't need to poison us though. They're playing it slow. I am kind of confused. All right, we get this Crushing Hammer here. I can now boss this and take it out. Quick ball away this. I'm going to grab that... Oh, I had no idea what I wanted to even grab here. I was like, I'm going to grab... And then I'm like, well, do I need anything here? The more that I think about it, I don't. Let's just grab a Crobat. I'm not going to draw any cards. I think we just Tag Bolt, take the knockout. We're going to take a lot of poison damage. I kind of want to be able to move this, to be honest. Let's... We can possibly move it around. Not right now. Big Charm for the Raichu is nice. We either have to Tag Ball, or we could attach Air Balloon, retreat it, GX attack back to the Pikaram. It'll take 50 going into their turn, 50 coming out. I think we can just Tag Balls here. If they want to hit me with Hoopa, that means they don't get to attach to an Eternatus, which I think I'm fine with. Go with the Air Balloon here. And then just go, yeah, Tag Ball. Take him out. Got that Crushing Hammer head, so that's the big thing. Yeah, if they really want to KO me with Hoopa, which they can do. I could have put the Big Charm here so they can't KO me with Hoopa, actually. But I actually almost think I would prefer them to KO me with Hoopa. And in the late game, I'd rather have the Big Charm here. So if they do the Hoopa KO, we just get the return KO with the Raichu. And then we can look to set up Boltund to go boss, knockout, get a KO on a Crobat from there. We got both E-switches now, so getting some energy off the Raichu onto the Boltund won't be too hard. Okay. Alright. I kind of like where this is headed for us. We're in a better spot than we were before, that's for sure. Yeah, they poison. We'll take 5 more going into our turn, so if they want to do 90, they do knock us out. But that means they have no energy in play. We still have 1 Crushing Hammer to work with, which is in our current hand, to remove another energy they try and build up on an Eternatus anyways. They did get to discard a lot of 2 prizers there, but they still have this guy, the Slowbro. And there's another Crobat coming down, so that's our target for our last 2 prize cards. If they do feed us the Hoopa, it really just all comes down to, do they attack with Hoopa here or not? I'm super interested to see if they do it or not. It seems incorrect, but I mean, they could do it. Nothing's stopping them from doing it. What do we get here? We got Marnie Energy E-Radar, so we could go dig for a Dedenne if we wanted to. We're not content with the hand. I'm not feeling super content with it. I definitely want to get Boltund here. I want a Boltund here for sure. There's a retreat to the Hoopa. No energy though. Okay. Full Blitz here. There's that Quick Ball for the Boltund. Let's see, how many Marnie do I have left? A lot. E-Radars are pretty important to find that Dedenne though, and I don't think I'm going to want to use Marnie too much more for the rest of the game. So I'm going to grab this. I really want a switch card here. We had 3 switch left. Okay. Got a Marnie. I really need to retreat this Pikaram. I really want to switch here, but I don't want to use my Dedenne unless I have to. Don't have to use the Dedenne. We do have it for next turn. We can now switch into... They whiffed energy completely that turn, actually. Switch into the Crobat retreat attached to Boltund, and then we can actually full blitz to Boltund. And then we have a ton of energy in play here. All the energy's out of our deck, except I think 1 speed, maybe... Yeah, 1 speed lightning left in the deck. But that's all we need. And now we just have that boss for game. We just KO this or KO the Crobat with the Boltund, and that's game over. Our opponent does not have an energy on the Eternatus, so they can't even go... They can't even boss KO my Boltund. They have to like sacrifice another 1 prizer. They could slow us down with stamps and stuff, so it could still get close, but I'm feeling pretty good about our situation right now. And they're actually running out of Pokemon. We keep KOing these Pokemon. They have to discard quite a few off the first time we KO'd the VMAX. So even like a KO or 2 more, they might just not be able to ever get through my Raichu in that 1 hit that they would definitely want to be able to do. I mean, they have to set up like the full Slowbro play, but I mean, we could like go boss take KO Toxic Stroke, or if we get the boss KO on the Slowbro. I mean, if we boss KO Slowbro, the game's over. So I don't know, it's looking good to me. Opponent hits us with the well played. They have 0 card hand. Yeah, they quick balled. They're out of Crobat. So I think we got him. I think this one's over. Yep, there's the concede. And we beat the Eternatus VX. Definitely one of the tougher matchups. Our opponent wasn't drawing too ridiculously. Actually, they were kind of drawing fine. We got that Crushing Hammer hit. They whiffed in energy. The things that we need to go down 1 time. It's all about the energy. They don't have the energy to consistently attack with the VMAX. That's where we get to all of a sudden pull ahead like we did and get that dub. Got that Crushing Hammer heads. They whiffed an attachment. And dub over the Eternatus. And that's going to do it for these games with the Pikaram deck. Like I said, guys, loving this deck right now. Loving it. Not just because I want a tournament with it, but that has to definitely do something with it. But it just feels like a ton of fun. It feels like you can beat everything, which is just, it always feels good to feel like you can beat everything for sure. So feeling like we can beat everything, which feels great. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you did, give the video a like, enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.